Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. First I want to say that I have a new grandbaby. I have my 7th grandbaby. That's a little girl named Maya. The mom and the baby is doing fine and they'll be going home soon. I just wanted to come on and do a quick video about Tim Norman, the son from the lady that owns Sweetie Pies and the guy from the reality show, because his verdict came in. So I just wanted to come and chat it up with y'all real fast and talk about the verdict. Before we begin, I'm putting up my fair use warning and a trigger warning. Someone may find this triggering because we're talking about murder and murder for hire. So if that stuff triggers you, just go ahead and click off. So it looks like after 17 hours of deliberation, they came back with a verdict on the case against Tim Norman. And they came back with guilty on all 3 charges. Count 1, conspiracy to commit murder for hire, guilty. Count 2, murder for hire resulting in death, guilty. Count 3, conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud, guilty. In March 2016, James Tim Norman, the 43-year-old son to Sweetie Pie's Miss Robbie, was accused of hiring a hitman to murder his nephew. Tim sought out 2 people to kill his 21-year-old nephew, Andre Montgomery, and then he attempted to cash in a $430,000 life insurance policy. Tim actually went and got this large policy a few months before Andre was killed. It is claimed that Tim Norman took $10,000 and hired an exotic dancer, Terica Ellis. He hired her to lure his nephew to the site where he was eventually shot and killed. Norman also paid out $5,000 to Travell Hill to do the shooting. So Travell was the one who actually shot Andre. Ellis and Hill both subsequently pled guilty to their participation in this young man's death. Tim Norman alleges that his nephew stole about $220,000 in cash and jewelry and other items in around June 2015. There was a recorded robbery at Miss Robbie's home. Norman claims he only paid Ellis $1,000 for sex, and he gave her $2,000 to open a boutique. He also claims that he only asked Ellis and Hill to help him find Andre. But if they were only going to find Andre, why is this young man now dead? Honestly, what motive do these 2 people have to kill this young man? The only person with a motive and a personal connection is Tim Norman. These other 2 people have no reason to seek him out and murder him, essentially. Tim Norman had 450,000 reasons to murder his nephew. Tim also alleged that he took his nephew under his wing and treated him like a son.
My brother loved his family. He loved his family, no matter what. And my brother was very helpful, goofy. Like, my brother wasn't like this thug, like they say. He get pictures to say, but that's social media. The justice for my brother saw that, but not rob his grandma. And it's so messed that he reached out to his grandma and she ignored that. Yes, he told us. We told her. He told all of us. So before he died, Miss Robbie called his phone and was cussing him out and would say, "Mother F, you ain't my grandson. F you, mother F, blase, dismiss." And he kept saying, "Grandma, I didn't do it. I'm trying to tell you, Grandma, Uncle Tim did it." And she was just going on cussing him out. "And you ain't gonna come to my funeral, I ain't gonna go to your funeral." And Drake's like, "Grandma, I didn't do it. I'm trying to tell you, I didn't do it." Me and my sisters, we was all sitting there like, "Drake, you didn't do it, don't worry about it." He threw his phone. He was like, "I'm gonna be one of God's soldiers." Right there when he told me that means he's gonna sacrifice the food to his grandmother, that he did not rob his grandmother. He did not rob his grandmother. And that day, that's when he left, and that's when we found out he died. She knew. She was aware of it. She was aware of it. For her to walk in at the funeral, Tim just stayed at the funeral. Tim stopped the whole train. He didn't come to the view. He came there with bulletproof vest on, with bodyguards, and we thought that, how come y'all didn't think that was weird? Like, they come all the way from Lubbock, Texas. No emotions. No emotions, nothing. Him and his grandmother standing back behind me talking and whispering. I kept looking back like, are y'all for real?
Why everyone's crying.
Are y'all for real? And then they said, I don't know why they crying. Anyways, at the funeral, they wasn't crying. We was on our way to the burial site. Tim stopped the whole traffic. My thing is this: why would you allow your son to stop the traffic to catch what flight? This is important. This is a nephew funeral. Your only nephew from your brother only had one child. Why? No one said nothing. No one lifted eyebrow. No one said anything. I paid attention to all of that. I said, yeah, they got something to do with it. To catch a flight to LA, that's not that important. You didn't go to the wake. You just want to make sure he was dead. And that's what you did. And you left. My mother, he would call my mother to send money and food. My mother would buy pizza out here to feed him. My mother was doing all of that. That was a lie. They had my brother out here in the slums.
In the next clip, they describe Andre's living condition.
Rusty stove inside of it. The bed, the cup. Feel like a Salvation type of two little iron metal looking chairs. And it was so small, it was like a little box room where he lived in, right next door to Tim's house. Because I visited him up there. And I was asking him, why are you living like this? He said, well, this is why I should live here. And he would go to work when he called the driver. Not using Tim's cars. Because we went down to the Bobby garage and there was 3 cars down there. He said, these are Uncle Tim's and Grandma's cars. Three. And I said, we can drive these? He said, no. I have to call the driver to take me to work and bring me back to work. But that place he lived in was so shabby. I came back and told my sister in Texas what he was living in. Run down shabby place. Next door to our family.
Andre himself expressed how Tim felt about him.
He told me then that Tim didn't like him. He told me that Tim was paying for Remus to come and see him. But whenever Andre went over to Tim to visit, Tim got mad because Remus always turned toward Andre for attention. They wanted to give their attention to him. So Tim told him he wasn't allowed to come back over anymore because the Remus he was paying for to see him.
Then they explained why Tim felt the way he did about Andre.
And Tim was jealous. He was very jealous. Look at it. Tim's a morning. Andre's in McGundy. He's the last lineage of the McGundy family. So if anything happened to McGundy, it would go to Andre. Tim didn't like it. Because he wanted to make sure he got whatever that was his mom. That's what he read. And he was willing to take his nephew's life. And anybody else, I wouldn't be surprised if he had influence on his mom. That's how bad he was greedy for money.
Then she clears up the accusation about Andre stealing money.
If Ray had robbed Miss Robin, he would have been flashing everywhere. He would have been having his friends all decked out, he'd be driving limousine, making flights, living large. Ray didn't do that. There's no way he would have done that. He's not a thief. Ray is not a thief.
I'm disgusted with the behavior of Miss Robbie. As a grandmother, and speaking from experience being a grandmother of 7, I could never imagine doing what she did to her grandson. I will die for any one of my babies. When they're sick, I ask God to take it away from them and give it to me. I could never and would never choose anyone, including my adult children, over my grandbabies. A grandmother's love is a different kind of love. This bitch just doesn't have a heart. Now, there have been whispers about another possible court case coming. It's been said that the mother may be, and she should, file a wrongful death suit. They have a really good case against Tim, and I'm pretty sure they are receiving tons of phone calls from attorneys trying to get them to do a wrongful death suit. The next phase to all of this is the sentencing phase. Then we will find out how bad built, wide hip body on no thank you, big headed ass Tim Norman pans out and what sentence he's going to get. I'm glad the family got justice. You know, let's just see what's to come. I'll keep you guys updated if I hear anything. Thank you all for coming. I hope y'all enjoyed this short video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Set it to all so you won't miss when I premiere or go live. Be kind to one another. Good night.
Hey, it's me, Unapologetic League. Unapologetic League. Binge works, enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. Hey, it's me, Unapologetic League. Unapologetic League. Binge works, enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. Hey, it's me, Unapologetic League. 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 Unapologetic League. Binge works, enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe. Hey, it's me, Unapologetic League. Unapologetic League. Binge works, enjoy true crime stories on real life issues and more. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe and subscribe.